Right. What happens next? What is going to be the legal strategy next? That, of course, remains to be seen, and we are awaiting for a response to come to the fore from either Rahul Gandhi himself or anyone from the Congress leadership that is there on ground with him in Surat. 24 leaders, in fact, of the Congress party were with him, including two chief ministers, Bhupesh Baghel and Ashok Gehlot. Pallavi is also with me on this broadcast. Pallavi, 10 days to go for the next hearing. Whether we are going to be seeing a similar show of strength on 13th of April as well, that's something that we'll have to wait and watch, because neither today nor on April 13th is when Rahul is actually expected to be personally present.
Well, technically speaking, he was not even required today. He's not even required on the hearing. But if the next hearing also means that a judgment may come, I think that will be interesting to watch out for. But I think today's presence was more symbolic. It's not that the legal team didn't know that Rahul Gandhi is not required. I think they essentially wanted to make that show of strength. They wanted to show that the party is together. They wanted to enthuse the cadre. And they also wanted to show the BJP that, look, we are not scared. We are ready to take you on. And we are not going to apologize. There's no question of an apology. If you look at the wordings of the appeal which has been put out, it very clearly says that we want to stay on the conviction, we want to stay on the sentencing. Well, for now, of course, he's got bail, which is again procedural and which is something which the Congress was not too worried about. But also it puts rest to all the speculation that which a section of the Congress party certainly was proposing over him going to jail. But I think the symbolism which the Congress party or the messaging it wanted to send out, they've managed to send out, at least that's what they feel, to show the BJP that we are not going to be asking for any out-of-court settlement. We are not going to be apologizing inside the court. We want a full-fledged hearing to take place so that our point of argument, Rahul Gandhi's point of argument, is actually put inside the court. It's also recorded as a part of the court proceedings.
Right, all of that is part of the court proceedings. Whether or not we see Rahul Gandhi be present on the 13th for the next hearing, that is something that we'll have to wait and watch out for. Sherin and Pallavi, do stay on with me. Swapnil Kothari, a lawyer, now joins us on this broadcast. Swapnil Kothari, we know that Rahul Gandhi wasn't required to be present today. Neither is he going to be required to be present on the next hearing. For now, we know that the bail has been extended until the next hearing, which is for 10 days. Does that mean that there is going to be no stay until the next hearing happens?
Well, I believe if he's been granted bail, then I would assume that some sort of a stay is there on, conviction, at least for the next 10 days. He's not going to be arrested, or he's not going to face the wrath of the law, because the bail is going to be there for at least 10 days now until April 13th. It will depend on the specifics of the order. And I would assume that on the April 13th, when the matter is posted for hearing, at that time, obviously, it will be decided as to whether this bail should be extended, whether the hearing will be completed, whether the course of the arguments by both the sides will be over. I don't think it's going to be that easy on the April 13th, but until then, he'll be staying out of jail. For sure. There is no question about that, because the bail has been granted to him. Now, obviously, it amounts to a stay on conviction automatically for 10 days, whether the court words it specifically or not. Otherwise, if there was no stay, then he would have been arrested straight away. I mean, arrested meaning rather he would have been taken behind bars, which has not happened, because the bail has been granted to him for 10 days. So we'll have to see what happens on the April 13th, for sure, because that is the time then he will have to ask for, I'm sure he's already applied for the reversal of conviction, because that's what his appeal is for. And then the course of the argument will take place. In essence, the appeal will be heard, as what we would call in law.
Sure. Now, Swapnil Kothari, one of the things that his legal team is also going to speak about or going to stress upon when that hearing happens is that the maximum sentence that was handed to him is without cogent reasons. Do you think that is something that holds water as far as this particular case goes, and that argument by the legal team of Rahul Gandhi will help them perhaps get this conviction overturned?
I don't know about the overturning of the conviction, but they'll definitely try for this sentence to be reduced. Obviously, they'll ask for the moon, and then you get to the top of the tree, as what we call in law. So they'll ask for a reversal of conviction, and if that doesn't work, and if they see that the judge is not inclined to agree to that aspect, then they'll at least try for a reduction or a remission of a sentence, so that his disqualification somehow gets overturned. I mean, he's automatically disqualified by the reading of the law. The moment you get convicted, you are automatically disqualified. Now, the thing is that if the sentence gets reduced by any stretch of imagination, if it comes down from 24 months to, say, 23 months, I mean, I'm just arguing hypothetically. Obviously, it's not going to be coming down by 1 month or so, but if at all it comes down by another 6 months or so, then obviously, they can say that, look, it's now 18 months, so the disqualification does not apply, so he still gets the chance to contest the elections or whatever it is.
Yes.
But overturning of the conviction is definitely what the appeal would be asking for, because that is what you appeal. And that is what you argue about. And you have to argue tooth and nail that sentencing itself, forget sentencing. Sentencing is a result of conviction. The conviction itself was without cogent reason. Forget 2 years without cogent reason. The conviction itself is without cogent reasons. That is what the argument has to be, because there was no intention to defame. There was no defamation at all. That is the way you've got to argue. And I'm sure this legal team is more than qualified enough to argue and to post arguments of that nature. You have to argue on the conviction aspect. You cannot argue on the sentence aspect, because the sentence is a result of the conviction. So the conviction itself is flawed. What is the basis of disqualification? The basis of disqualification is conviction. So you've got to attack that base.
Yes. And that's perhaps what we are going to be seeing on the 13th of April when the next hearing happens. Swapnil Kothari, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. These visuals on your screens, viewers, are coming in from the Sessions Court in Surat, where Rahul Gandhi has just walked out of the premises. The entire entourage of 24 Congress leaders that was with him has also walked out with him. They're all seated in that bus which brought them from the airport to the Sessions Court. Unfortunately, not a word to the media that has been waiting there for a few hours trying to get in a word from Rahul Gandhi or from anyone from the Congress party that accompanied him. We are, of course, waiting for a reaction perhaps from his legal team to come in to know exactly what transpired in court. For now, all we know is that the next date of hearing is the 13th of April, until when the bail of Rahul Gandhi has been extended. Pallavi continues to be with us, and before I go to Pallavi, Sharon, my colleague, is at the Sessions Court there on ground. Sharon, no word from anybody from the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi and all 24 Congress leaders walked straight to the bus that had brought them to the court.
Well, though the Congress party has been maintaining that the next hearing is only on April 13, they will continue with their fight. Now, this is the bus that came from the airport, Surat airport, to the Surat court, and you can see in the front itself, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, along with the senior leaders, are now in fact leaving the Surat court at the moment. Rahul Gandhi has got bail, but the next hearing is going to be on 13th of April. Remember, the whole aim of Rahul Gandhi at this moment of his legal team is to ensure that the conviction is in fact stays, and the expulsion of the sentence is the aim at the moment of Rahul Gandhi. But that has not really happened, because the next hearing is going to be on 13th of April. But you can see the amount of people, the senior leaders, the Congress workers who have gathered here in large number. This was in fact a show of strength as far as Congress party is concerned, as far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned. There was in fact no need for Rahul Gandhi to be in fact physically present here. The legal team was in fact enough to apply for his appeal, but this was in fact an opportunity. The Congress party finds this as, of course, a chance to gain the sympathy, to show that how Rahul Gandhi, because he asked questions in the parliament, because he has been raising the Adani issue, he has in fact been he has been disqualified from Lok Sabha. He is in fact facing the conviction. So these are the amount of people who have in fact gathered outside the Surat court. I will in fact try to get in more words from the lawyers and other who have gathered here, the senior leaders who have gathered here. At the moment, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi has in fact left from the Surat court. They reached here about half an hour back, and now they have left from the court. And now what is going to be, of course, the next step is something that we have to wait and watch for. I also have one lawyer over here. Sir, ये बताइए कि आज क्या हुआ exactly कोर्ट में?
आज राहुल जी और प्रियंका जी आए थे, और जो लोअर कोर्ट ने जो सजा दी थी वो सजा गलत दी थी, इसलिए उन्होंने अपील किया है। और अपील में जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट है उन्होंने लोअर कोर्ट का ऑर्डर स्टे किया है, और अगली तारीख 13 अप्रैल दी है।
अप्रैल 13 दी है, तो बेल भी दी है आपने?
बेल स्टे मिल गया है, लोअर कोर्ट का जो ऑर्डर था वो स्टे हो गया है।
अच्छा, तो अब आप दोबारा 13 तारीख को सुनवाई?
13 तारीख को सुनवाई होगी, और नोटिस निकला है गवर्नमेंट को, और गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से वकील साहब हाजिर हो गए।
So that is, of course, a brief point that has been made by the lawyer. He is, in fact, part of the Rahul Gandhi team. Now, I will ask my camera person to show you the Congress workers who have, in fact, gathered here. Though Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi has